Quinn had a great line last week in Indianapolis at the scouting combine when he said, I asked him about John Allen. He said, this time of year, it's not just football, it's the intersection of football and business. And that's the reality of the John Allen situation. At various times in his 8 seasons in Washington, I personally kind of think Allen was thrust into a role where it was almost forced to be the face of the franchise when he's not necessarily a face of the franchise kind of guy. He's a really good player, but there was a lot of marketing, a lot of stuff that kind of got thrown his way, and he was a good soldier about, but probably wasn't that excited to do. Along the way, he played some really good football, 2 Pro Bowl seasons. He's from here, grew up here, went to college at Bama, got drafted here. This is, to quote Dan Quinn, the intersection of football and business. And frankly, it's good football business.
Yep.
The same reason the Chiefs traded away Joe Thuney. Like, as a player ages, it becomes a math equation. And it may not be right or wrong. John just turned 30 in January. But John wants an extension. He wants some guaranteed money. Are you going to give him that and guarantee it into the future when he's 31, 32, 33?
Extensions after a year when there was an injury, a significant one, they rarely happen.
Totally. And
unless you're a quarterback. You know, which you
quarterback's its own universe.
Yeah, it's totally different than everything else. And I think I know when he got injured earlier, and a lot of people ask me that, could this be the end for him here? So I don't know. You know, I say, but if he has no guaranteed on his contract, if he don't come back this year, and if he does, he got to have an outstanding, unbelievable, type of season or output, or he could be. And it happens. But when you begin to learn the business, you're not surprised by much in this game.
How about this? The team, the official team account, just tweeted out, gave this franchise everything you had. Thank you at John Allen 93.
Yeah.
I think
Class A.
They've done everything the right way here, and you release him now because they've exhausted the trade options, folks. Like, a trade for Trey Hendrickson is not going to hinge upon John Allen's availability. Neither will Myles Garrett. Neither will a trade that's not going to happen, DK Metcalf, whatever. The other teams know you're going to release him. They're not going to take his old contract and then be locked in. They're not
like we were in the past.
They're going to start from scratch on this.
Not going to sit up here and compete against themselves.
He'll have a market. He might get signed by, tampering period starts Monday. He could have a new home by Tuesday night. There's a market for John Allen. This is the business of football. It's unfortunate, but this is how things operate. If you look at,
it's a profession that people choose, though. This is one that's volatile.
Totally. Washington now with John Allen off the books, over $80 million in cap space. The biggest guaranteed salary they're paying this year is Deron Payne at $9 million. I think folks should honestly almost expect a similar scenario next year with Deron when he goes into the first year of his deal without guaranteed money on there. Washington's in a really good spot if they sign somebody. If you are going to sign Josh Sweat, Washington can do it. If you're going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, who would also need a new deal, Washington can do that. Say you want to make him run at Ronnie Stanley, whatever that is, they've got the space.
They position themselves to where they can go out there and do whatever they need to do to better their team. And I think the one thing we all have to remember, they are here to put together the best team they can at this moment. Not just wait for a certain moment to build. They got to have a team to go into this season plan.
Right.
And they want it to be the absolute best that they can get.
Now, we've been doing our free agency preview all week because free agency opens next week. By the time we're on the air Monday, it's going to be fast and furious. Better get some sleep next week, folks. Let's start. We haven't done running backs, quarterbacks, and then specialists yet, B. If you've missed any of our segments on the free agency previews, we go in depth. Specifically, we've done O-line, D-line, linebackers, tight ends, wide receivers, corners, DBs. We did that one yesterday. Let's start at the running back position, Brian.
Mhm.
McNichols is a free agent. Now, they have Kaz Allen, Wiley is on the roster, but you got Eckler and B-Rob coming back.
Is Kaz really a running back? I know he lists him as one, but will you?
I think at
forward,
best he's a return guy.
Okay.
At best. And frankly, I don't know that will ever come to fruition. For me at running back, you're going to need a third back here. This draft class by the draft experts is labeled as historic, okay? At the running back position.
Okay.
Genty, shout out to my guy. I got to shout this dude out.
Mm-hmm.
My man, Spence Holly from Moscow, Idaho, wrote me a 2-page typed letter. Look at this on the stream. I got 2 pages of this joint. This is 2 pages. Explain. I'll read the first couple sentences. Hello, my name is Joel Spence Holly, and I'm writing to you concerning an NFC earthquake that is unfolding right now, and it is my job to make sure you see it. I'll skip ahead here. I submit that you make any and every possible move in the draft to upgrade and take Ashton Genty. Probably worth pointing out to this dude, I have no say whatsoever.
Yeah, and we're 29th, and you think we have enough draft capital to move all the way up to get Genty?
He's got 4 reasons. I mean, he's got a lot here, okay? But Genty has excellent on-field vision. Genty is extremely strong. Genty is the total team player. Genty is a proven winner. I got 2 pages from my guy. They ain't getting Genty, man. Shout out to Spence Holly, Moscow, Idaho. But that is just...
I didn't know that was a Moscow, Idaho.
B, that makes 2 of us. I don't think you're getting him, but the NFL draft running backs in this class are loaded, dude. And I think you've got to add to that room Eckler. Eckler has been a great player.
C-Rod, is he free agent?
I believe so, right? No.
Well,
he was drafted.
He wasn't on the list, so you got to remember him.
Well, the problem with C-Rod is they released him last year. So I don't know how that impacts. Like, if he was still on his rookie deal, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not, because they released him and then re-signed him. He's probably up and down among practice squatters. And frankly, if you released him last year, in short, I don't think you spend in free agency here. I kind of like Rico Dowdle. I thought he showed something with the Cowboys. Nick Chubb's going to be a free agent, but what's left there after all those injuries? There are free agent running backs available. That's not the direction for me. Shout out to Ed Mathers. He's a big Najee Harris fan. I am not. I think you draft somebody here. Eckler is probably 31. B-Rob's going into the last year of his rookie deal. Genty's a top 10 pick, probably.
I would think.
The kid, Omarion Hampton from Carolina, is a stud. Caleb Johnson from Iowa, workhorse. Travion Henderson from Ohio State. I mean, we watched. Dude, the guy I like, and you're talking probably a 4th, 5th rounder. I don't know, but I like Judkins from Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, you got both those guys coming out. You can keep going down. The kid Sampson that was so good for Tennessee. These are studs. They're saying Cam Scatteraboo, the dude from Arizona State.
Scatteraboo dealing with some little stuff with his former teammates.
But he is considered like the 12th best running back in this class.
Mm-hmm.
Draft him back. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm not spending there. I'm drafting there. Now, quarterback's a little differently, and I'm not talking the top of the list. They're going to have a real decision to make, or the player's going to have a real decision to make.
But my man Mariota?
We got to have a Mariota conversation.